To access the articles and films and books in the library databases, we want to go to Advanced Search. And now we have 4 spaces to either put keywords or we can change it to an author, a subject. Also here you can change, instead of having contains, it can be is to make it more exact. Over here you can also narrow down what types of materials that you are looking for. Maybe you're just looking for articles, or you can also put in the year in case you want to just look for more recent articles to narrow down your search. All right, so say I'm going to use the 2 stories in the textbook that appear in the classification section, The World of Doublespeak and the text that we have previously read by Deborah Tannen, But What Do You Mean? This is acceptable to use the Deborah Tannen work because you're also using another text from the textbook. So the main objective for this is that the text from the textbook that you use has to be something we have not read. So as long as you have at least one new one, then you could also use a second from an assignment that we have already done. So the 2 stories by Lutz and Tannen both talk about communication. And Lutz's article brings up the interesting point that there is this world of doublespeak. So say I want to research more about this. I can do a quick little search here. And for this, I put in, at first I had communications, politics, and doublespeak, but the problem was because that extra word communication, I was getting more sources that were all over the place. They weren't really what I was looking for. So I ended up deleting that and doing another search, which that's part of this whole research process is you may have to go up here, change your keywords, use, 2, then try adding a third, see if that generates more sources that you're looking for. So in this case, I have politics and doublespeak, and just looking at the titles, you can get a pretty good sense of if it's an article that is on the right track for what you want to research. So if you don't know what you want to research, then also just going through here, reading the title, seeing what's interesting to you, that's another way to approach it. So for this, there was a few different articles that were interesting just from the title to me. One was this doublespeak on politics and pardons. So that grabbed my attention. It was written in 1975, so it is an older text. So, maybe I want something newer. But that's one. Also down here, this one was another one written in 1975 that spoke about expletives deleted and characterizations omitted. So that was a little intriguing to me as well. So say I don't have time now to read the articles. I'm just doing a quick search and I want to email them so that I can have those links, maybe later tonight to go back and read them. It's really easy. You can just click on the box that appears beside the article title that you want to email yourself. And then you can go to eShelf, and usually it holds, say, I need to log in. So that's the other thing. It will make you log in, and then it usually holds all the articles that you have put in this eShelf, maybe earlier today, even years before. So see, some of these I added into 2013. So it saves them there until you delete them. So now if I just wanted to, I don't want to email myself everything in this basket. So maybe just these first 2 articles I can check there and then go here to email. And then it will email me those 2 articles so I can easily read them later. So that's one hint to know about. And another nice thing about using the databases is that you can get the citation done for you. So if I wanted to read this article that I was interested in, when it opens up, it's in the JSTOR database, and we can go right here to cite this item, and then we want the MLA citation. So it's as easy as that when you're using the databases. If you wanted to look specifically for a video, you can go up here and change that to audio visual. So you are permitted to use articles, chapters from textbooks, a reliable video, which they do have different films on here from even TED Talks. Sometimes they have that on here. I don't know why nothing came up for the doublespeak, which is kind of surprising. But if you also find something on TED Talks that is not from the databases, just send me an email. That is an acceptable source, but do remember that you have to have at least 2 sources from the databases. In addition to the databases, in case this is just really hard at first to get used to, you can use Google Scholar to kind of just get the hang of what am I going to search, what source am I going to search for my topic. So Google Scholar, you can search similar to how we search just through a normal Google. So we could ask questions or write out a full sentence. All right, so when I get to this page, you can actually see some of these when they have over here a PDF. They may be available right here, but a lot of them are through the databases. So you'll see like the JSTOR. So that means if you click on this, it will give you a preview of this article, but to actually read the entire source, you would have to be logged in and searching through the school database. But the advantage to that is now you have a specific source. If you did want to read all of it, you can just copy the title and you can go back to the databases and just paste the title. And a lot of times they will have the actual source here. So the other thing is maybe just delete and only have the beginning of the title. Sometimes that helps as well. But Google Scholar is a good way to locate sources, but to actually retrieve those sources and read them, you're going to have to search for them in the databases most of the time. But you may get different ideas searching Google Scholar. Some things come up here like the politics of violence in school, so doublespeak being used in education. So that might be a more interesting title than the politics. So maybe when I go in here, I get better ideas anyway. So use both, and if you have questions while you are researching, feel free to email me. I'm always willing to help. Also, we have the librarians on each campus, and they're also available through the chat function, and they're really great with helping us use the databases or find sources in the actual on-campus library if you'd prefer some print sources. Thanks.